Moonilal slams government over poor TTPS rating. The lack of trust the public has in the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, TTPS, is a reflection of the failure of the government to arrest crime, says opposition MP Dr. Rudal Moonilal. Moonilal, who is the United National Congress, UNC, Shadow National Security Minister, said yesterday that the government must tell the nation what has been done to improve public trust in the TTPS after a Police Service Commission survey found an overwhelming lack of confidence. He said Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley and National Security Minister Fitzgerald Hinds must indicate the specific measures undertaken after the survey found that 82% of the country lacks trust in the TTPS. It is evident that the failed administration has taken no steps to improve the TTPS effectiveness and efficiency since the crime rate has worsened since the survey was carried out, he told the Express yesterday. The rate of detection is still in single digits even as innocent people are being slaughtered on the streets and in their homes, he said. A new survey would find that the entire country lives in dreadful fear for their lives, their loved ones, and their property. The absence of faith in our law enforcement agency is a damning indictment against the Rowley administration, which has collapsed in its primary function protecting citizens' lives, he said. Along with that horrible failure is the Prime Minister's insistence on holding on to the National Security Minister, who is now also being rejected by his own disgruntled constituents. Rowley and Hinds are guilty of presiding over the most sustained and pervasive criminal attacks on law-abiding citizens in the Western Hemisphere, said Moonilal. He said a UNC government will build public confidence in law enforcement. Survey results. A survey done by the Police Service Commission in 2023 indicated that 82% of people questioned were fearful of being a victim of robbery, housebreaking, or home invasion. The Public Trust, Confidence and Satisfaction Survey was done in 2023 with 2,051 people and organizations to determine the extent to which the policing services in TNT had an impact on the citizenry and were recorded in the Police Service Commission 2023 annual report, which was tabled in the House of Representatives last Friday. Of those, 85% were afraid that either a family member or friend would be a victim of crime. 77% of people were afraid of leaving their doors open when they were awake, while 61% were fearful of being in their yard at night. The survey found that 50% were afraid to be on the streets in their neighborhood during the day, and 74% were fearful to be on the streets in their neighborhood at night. Also, 63% of people surveyed were fearful of driving at night in their own community. The survey showed that when compared with the figures of the same survey in the years 2020 and 2022, the fear of crime had increased steadily. Conversely, public confidence in the police to address crime had been reduced, particularly on the issue of solving crime, catching criminals, investigating crimes effectively, protecting property from theft and damage, and protecting persons from physical harm. According to the same survey, 75% of people were displeased with the way the TTPS deals with white-collar crime, while 51% of persons in Trinidad and Tobago were very dissatisfied, and 24% dissatisfied with how the police deal with white-collar crime. The survey showed that 47% were very dissatisfied and 22.9% dissatisfied, for a total adverse rating of 70%, with how the Commissioner of Police deals with corruption in the TTPS. The survey found that 36% of respondents were very dissatisfied with the police based on their interaction with TTPS, and 17.1% were dissatisfied, giving a total negative rating of 53.1%. On the other hand, 8.3% were very satisfied and 20.8% of people were satisfied, for a total positive rating of 29.1%.